Behind the glitz and glamour of social media, sometimes the most shocking stories unfold. What happens when a seemingly perfect relationship takes a deadly turn? A glamorous lifestyle, a high-profile romance, and a tragic ending. What once appeared to be a picture-perfect relationship between a Miami-based OnlyFans model and her boyfriend spiraled into a deadly crime that sent shockwaves through the nation. Was it a desperate act of self-defense, or was it a cold and brutal murder? Let's unravel the chilling case of Courtney Clenney and Christian Obumseli, a story that's much darker than it first appeared. Background: the couple's relationship. Courtney Clenney, widely known as Courtney Taylor on social media, was a popular influencer and OnlyFans model with a massive online following. Her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, was a cryptocurrency trader. To the outside world, they appeared to be a glamorous couple, living a luxurious lifestyle in Miami. However, behind the scenes, their relationship was anything but perfect. Reports of volatility, heated arguments, and physical altercations painted a far darker picture of their reality. Concerns over their toxic relationship grew when disturbing footage surfaced, showing Clenney physically attacking Obumseli in public. This raised questions about the nature of their relationship and whether the violence was a pattern. But their issues didn't begin in Miami. It was a history that followed them. Before moving to Florida, Clenney and Obumseli lived in a penthouse at the Berkshire Riverview in South Austin. Their former neighbor, Aiden Nesvisky, recalled how their violent disputes often spilled beyond their apartment, disturbing others in the building. In one shocking incident, a tiger painting was thrown onto Nesvisky's 10th floor balcony during a heated altercation. He also revealed that police had been called to their apartment multiple times due to domestic disturbances. However, their relocation to Miami did nothing to change their turbulent dynamic. The arguments continued, and according to Miami-Dade State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle, the situation escalated to the point where their building management was prepared to evict them. The ongoing cycle of violence and conflict reached its breaking point on April 3, 2022, when their relationship took a fatal turn, one that left Christian Obumseli dead and Courtney Clenney facing murder charges. The night of the murder. On April 3, 2022, Miami police received a frantic 911 call from Courtney Clenney's apartment, where she was heard pleading for help. When officers arrived at the scene, they found Christian Obumseli, her boyfriend, with a stab wound to the chest, bleeding profusely. Despite being rushed to the hospital, he was unable to survive the injury. Clenney, covered in blood, immediately claimed she had acted in self-defense, asserting that she had been attacked by Christian and had no other option but to protect herself. However, as authorities investigated the incident, questions began to arise about the circumstances surrounding the stabbing. The details of the confrontation between Clenney and Obumseli remained unclear, and law enforcement had to piece together the evidence from the scene, witness testimonies, and the couple's history. Was Clenney's account of self-defense accurate, or was there more to the story? The investigation would have to determine whether this was a tragic act of self-protection or something else entirely. The investigation unfolds. Initially, Clenney was not charged, with her defense claiming that she acted in self-defense, fearing for her life. However, as the investigation unfolded, new evidence began to contradict her story. Text messages from Christian to friends revealed that he had previously feared for his safety, with one message stating, "She's stabbed me before, I don't know what to do anymore." These texts indicated a history of violence in their relationship. Forensic analysis of the crime scene painted a different picture. The depth and angle of the stab wound suggested that Christian was likely in a vulnerable position when he was attacked. Blood splatter patterns further indicated that a struggle had occurred before the fatal blow, challenging Clenney's self-defense claim. Miami-Dade State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle described Obumseli's death as the result of a troubled and combative relationship. According to the medical examiner's report, the cause of death was a deep downward stab wound to the chest that severed a major artery. OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney claimed that she stabbed her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, in self-defense after he pushed her to the ground. However, a medical report revealed that the wound Obumseli sustained could not have been caused by a knife thrown from 10 feet away, as Clenney had alleged. This inconsistency cast doubt on her version of events and suggested that the circumstances surrounding Obumseli's death may have been more complicated than initially believed. Escalating violence and warning signs. Medical records also revealed that Christian had sustained injuries in the past, possibly from previous altercations, suggesting a recurring pattern of violence within the relationship. Some of his close friends had even expressed concerns for his safety, urging him to leave Courtney and end the toxic relationship. Despite these warnings, Christian continued to stay in the relationship. Meanwhile, Courtney's social media presence painted a starkly different picture, a carefree, glamorous lifestyle, full of smiling photos and luxury, which seemed in sharp contrast to the escalating turmoil behind closed doors. This stark contrast between her public persona and the private reality only deepened the mystery, raising further questions about the true nature of their relationship. Courtney's statements and body cam footage. Body cam footage from the night of the incident showed Clenney visibly distressed, claiming she had acted in self-defense. However, her lack of injuries raised immediate questions about the truth of her account. Officers on the scene noted inconsistencies in her statements, which sparked further doubts and fueled speculation about the events that led to Obumseli's death. These discrepancies, coupled with the absence of physical evidence supporting her version, became crucial points of contention as the investigation unfolded. As more details emerged, many began to question whether Clenney's self-defense claim could be substantiated. Arrest and charges. Months after Christian Obumseli's death, Courtney Clenney was arrested in Hawaii and extradited to Miami, facing second-degree murder charges. Prosecutors argued that Obumseli's death had resulted from domestic violence, not self-defense. The investigation also implicated Clenney's parents, Kim and Deborah Clenney, who were arrested and charged with evidence tampering, including allegedly hacking into Obumseli's laptop. The Clenneys, along with Courtney, were charged with unauthorized access to a computer, a third-degree felony in Florida. Arrest affidavits revealed that several of Obumseli's personal belongings, including his laptop, had been removed from their shared apartment and never returned to his family. Investigators confirmed that Obumseli's estate attorney had neither received any of his possessions nor authorized their removal. Authorities believed that Clenney had given the laptop to her parents between the time of the murder and her arrest. Warrants for the iCloud accounts of Clenney and her parents uncovered shared messages, photos, and financial records. In one message, Clenney's father allegedly celebrated accessing the laptop, while an attorney had advised him to delay further action. Deborah Clenney also reportedly transported the laptop to an attorney in Dallas, where it was later handed over to an IT expert in Florida. This series of events suggested that the Clenneys had interfered with the investigation and manipulated key evidence. Last year, South Florida prosecutors opted to drop the computer hacking charges against Courtney Clenney and her parents. A judge determined that the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office had breached attorney-client privilege when investigators took text messages and emails exchanged between Clenney, her parents, and their legal team. Jude Facidomo, the defense attorney representing the Clenneys in the hacking case, called for the state attorney's office to step down from the murder case, arguing that the prosecutors had unlawfully obtained communications regarding defense strategies. The state attorney's office did not provide any response to inquiries regarding whether it would recuse itself from the murder case. The impact and public reaction. The case has sparked intense debates on various crucial topics, including domestic violence, self-defense laws, and the role of social media in shaping public perception. Supporters of Christian Obumseli have emphasized that male victims of domestic abuse are often overlooked, raising important questions about the societal response to such cases. On the other hand, Clenney's defense team continues to push the narrative of her being a battered woman who acted in self-defense, fueling further division. The media coverage surrounding the case has only deepened the divide, with some arguing that Clenney was the aggressor in the relationship, while others believe she is yet another victim of an abusive dynamic. This polarized discourse has amplified the complexities surrounding the case, with each side presenting compelling arguments about the nature of the relationship between Clenney and Obumseli. Additionally, the case has prompted broader discussions on the potential biases within law enforcement when dealing with domestic violence cases, particularly when the alleged abuser is a woman. Advocates for male victims of domestic abuse argue that they often do not receive the same level of attention, support, or justice as their female counterparts, underscoring a significant gap in how these cases are investigated and prosecuted. This conversation has brought to light the need for more equitable treatment of all domestic violence victims, regardless of gender, and has sparked further debate on how the justice system addresses such complex and emotionally charged cases. Current status and closing. Clenney is still facing a second-degree murder charge, with jail records indicating that she has been held without bond since August 2022. As the case progresses, all eyes remain on it. Will the court find her guilty of murder, or will it uphold her claim of self-defense? The outcome could have a significant impact on the broader conversation surrounding domestic violence, which this case has brought into the spotlight. Regardless of the legal result, the tragic events surrounding Christian Obumseli's death have left a lasting impression on both families and sparked important discussions about abuse, control, and the complexities of relationships. As the case continues, the public remains divided. Do you believe it was a case of self-defense, or do you think Clenney is guilty of murder? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth true crime coverage.